gals, Nary here from Drake Wayne Gaming, and sending down on Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you into the Let's Play episode of Heroes Advent Max's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server, and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Which way were we on? Okay, that one, okay. Nice work, Cassian. Thanks, Max, but is all this stuff really necessary? Well, truth be told, I wouldn't know. Alex said he needed as many tools from his lab as possible to properly assess the Ikai while we're here. That way we won't have to go on multiple trips in case he missed some kind of data he was supposed to gather. Right, I can't imagine having to lug all those heavy machines back and forth. Sheesh. Agreed, that's why doing this is better. With the lab equipment out of the way, you both helped Cody setting up the tents while the bear put together the fire pit. Afterwards, you both took a break by the newly put-together campsite. Oh, pretty. Do you do this kind of thing often, Max? Nah, most of my assignments are within the city's borders, so I don't need to use tents as often. But sometimes I like to put up a tent and sleep on the guild training grounds during winter. Doesn't it get really cold? Oh, wait. That's right. The cold doesn't bother me anyway. Plus, the stars look best in winter. Max looked up with a smile, before quickly turned to a disappointed frown. Well, shame we won't be able to see much with the Akai's canopy straight above us. It's alright, Max. Maybe some other time. Yeah, some other time. What, so you better not fade out. Alright. Lunch is ready! Lunch is ready, everyone! You heard Cody call out from the campsite. Alright, let's stop for now, Cassian. You and Max dropped what you were doing and gather around the fire pit. Just like him, you were also feeling hungry despite the hearty breakfast you had. You took a seat on one of the crates that used to house Alex's equipment, while Max and Alex sat nearby. As Ray returned from his surveillance and sat down close by, Cody began serving you all lunch. You looked down at the hardwood bowl Cody passed to you, and you felt perplexed. Inside seemed to be a goopy, stringy, chunky mass of pale broth. You poked at it cautiously with your spoon, while Alex seemed to have no problem slurping the soup dutifully. You could see Max swallowing his trepidation before letting out a long sigh. I definitely didn't miss this part of camping. Don't gotta tell me twice. Sorry, guys. Since there really aren't any other ways to transport rations long term, we'll have to make do with this. Honestly, it's not as bad as you guys make it to be. If you close your eyes, you can hardly tell the difference from Cody's usual meals. That was more like an insult. Alex said nonchalantly, eyes closed as he casually shoveled the goopy sludge of gruel into his mouth. I think I'll pass. Probably can still hold out until dinner anyway. You're lost, Rye. Actually, Cody, you still got some of those nut bars? Yes, but those are emergency rations, Rye, for emergencies. Yeah, well, this is an emergency, Cody. I'm starving, you see. Cody gave Ray an unamused look as he pulled two of his nutritious snacks from his pocket and gave them to the dragon. He also passed another few to you and Max. Sweet. Ah, nice. Thanks, Cody. Max happily accepted them, crushing them into the gruel, giving it an almost granola and yogurt appearance before digging in. Yeah, you're welcome. You looked down at your lap between the bars and the bowl. Well, you eat the snack bars, eat the gruel, eat the snack bars. You gave the bowl a cautious shake, even tilting it as you watched the gruel sticking to the sides. The more you played with it, the more it resembled the homemade glue you used to use in arts and crafts before. You decided to set your bowl down next to the one originally intended for Ray, munching on the field rations instead. Despite only being 2 bars, you felt satisfied and somewhat energized, though maybe that was the hint of honey you tasted in it. Pretty good, ain't it? Cody can make the best meals. Sucks that they just don't keep well for long most of the time. Yeah, it doesn't taste bad. It just feels bad to have in my mouth. What's the matter, Max? You don't like having Cody's hot and fresh white chowder in your mouth? That's what I said, Rye. Come on, help me out here, Cassian. You're right, Ray. The bars really do taste good. Cassian, not you too. All right, Ryan and I will go out and hunt some game meat for dinner and breakfast tomorrow. We'll stay here to keep watch over the tree and the readings. Stay in contact with your phones. They still work out here? With the Akai functioning like the GC, things that worked in the city should work as they do here. At least in theory. We've managed without these fancy gadgets before. We'll be fine. As you say, don't stay out there too late. We shouldn't split up for too long. Alright. I'll go with you. Sure thing, Cassian. Just stick close to us. Be safe, everyone. We will. Let's go. Keep up, Cassian. The three of you departed for the forest. Ray guided you and Max to where he's first spotted the tracks of a few game beasts. There's some fresh tracks here from two types of critters. Looks like Boarix hooves. Yep, those over there look like ox-ear tracks running into the brush. Max stood up from his squat, turning to Ray with an uncharacteristically mischievous smile. What do you think, Rai? Want to make a bet? What? Here? Did Alex tell us not to split up, though? If anything happens, we're all here again. It won't be like before. Ray shot you a rather hesitant look, ruminating over Max's word before returning that mischievous grin back. Just like old times, huh? Alright, you're on. The one to get the most meat wins. So, what are we betting for? The loser has to take first night watch. First night watch, huh? What, getting cold feet now, huh, Max? Nah, whatever. Nah, never. Alright, deal. May the best hunter win. Oh, you're on. Wait! The two were about to split off as you spoke up, stopping them in their tracks. What about me? Ooh, you went in on that bet too, Cassian? I don't mind, but Cassian can't go off on his own. He'll just have to go with one of us. Who do we team up with? Team up with Max, of course. I'll go with Max. Try not to hold Max back too much on my behalf. I doubt it. He's not going to sabotage my hunts like a certain dragon used to. Nope. No idea what you're talking about, Snowy. Before the canine could retort, Ray had already sped off at a brisk pace, following the tracks of his chosen target. We'll let the results speak for themselves. Let's go, Cassian. All right. So, anything I should know about Boarix's, Max? As you attempted to strike a conversation, Max placed a finger in front of his snout, signaling you to remain quiet. After making sure everything was still quiet, he began whispering to you. Boarixes are aggressive animals. It's usually best to sneak up on them when they're scavenging for food. They mostly detect their predators through scent, so we can mask our scents by using food. From his pack, Max handed you a small cloth-wrapped packet. Opening it out of curiosity, your nose was immediately assaulted by a potent smell of earthy musk. Whoa, don't open that now! Max covered your hands with his own, tying up the packet to how it was before. That's the bait I made to distract them. Don't open it all at once. You'll have the Boarix running at you at full speed like that. Sorry. He gave the packet back to Max immediately, wiping your hands off on your clothes. You're fine, Cassian. Just move the pellets out of the small opening at the top and you should be good to go. Let's keep moving. Okay. Slow down here. We're getting close. Max crouched beneath the tall grass, gesturing for you to follow suit behind him. The tracks are freshest here. Move slowly. We shouldn't alarm it that way. You watched as Max began to duck walk through the grass, and then you got down to your knees, crawling closely behind. The peaceful silence of the forest gained a new sound as you heard the snorting and whining of a porcine-like creature. Peeking through the grass, you see a large hairy boar with curled tusks. You'd seen the one Max had hunted back at Alyssa's forest, but it looked far more imposing when it was still alive. Alright, Cassian, this is how we're going to do this. I will get into position while you run interference. Me? I have to get its attention? I also noticed that Cassian wiped his paws on his clothes. I wonder if that'll come into play later, because he has got that scent on him now. Yes. Can't we just ambush it from here? You peeked through the grass again. The Boarix seemed to be sniffing the tree in front of it before backing off. It looks distracted enough. That's why we've been keeping quiet so far, but taking it down isn't so simple, Cassian. Boarix hide is very tough. Even with a crossbow, you won't be able to fell it in one shot. What about when you destroy that nether snake thing? Max shook his head as you kept an eye on the critter. Well, ice magic isn't recommended for hunting. It causes the meat to freeze over and becomes inedible. So you can only use normal weapons to preserve the meat. That's the plan. Like I said, I need to get into a proper sniping position. Just lure the Boarix into my line of sight, and I'll time my shot accordingly. He handed you the packet of bait again. How do I use this thing again? I told you. Use the small opening at the top to get the pellets out. If it gets too close, hold your breath and stand still. It can smell you, but if you minimize your scent, it'll focus on the bait instead. Right. Where will you be? I'll try to corner it on the other side. Just do your best to keep it around this area. You watched as Max made his way towards a small pile of rocks closer to the Boarix. You could still see him, even if just barely, as his fur blended into the yellow tips of the tender grass. After a moment, he gave you the signal to move forward. You nodded, gripped with trepidation as you silently moved closer to the grass. You observed the Boarix for a moment to see what it would do next. The Boarix perked up, trotting off to a tree on the far side of the perimeter. It began digging with its cloven hooves, looking for something. What do you do? Oh. What did he say to do? Oh, shit. I'm gonna die! What will you do? We will approach. You moved slowly to avoid giving your position away as you got closer to the Boarix. Then the Boarix had finished digging and picked up on your scent, stopping in place before slowly backing itself into Max's view again. You observed the Boarix for a moment to see what it would do next. You saw the Boarix wandering over to the rocks where Max was crouched behind. It was sniffing around the boulder curiously, seemingly about to find Max's hiding spot. What will you do? Distract. Place the bait. You took the small piece of bait and threw it to the center of your perimeter. The Boarix heard this and came to investigate, sniffing out the morsel and staying within view. You observed the Boarix for a moment to see what it would do next. The Boarix seemed to idle in place, laying in the grass, sunbathing. You saw Max motion to you to get it moving again. What will you do? Distract. You took out a piece of bait and attempted to waft it into the direction of the Boarix, as its nose began to wiggle. You threw another over its head, though unlike a pooch, the Boarix didn't seem all that interested. Oh, shit. Let's load that. Approach. Distract. Alright. Bait. Okay. Took a piece of bait and rolled it right in front of the Boarix's face. The aroma stirred it from its slumber the moment it hits its tusks. It lapped up the morsel before getting back on all fours, looking for more morsels. With the bait properly distributed in the immediate area, the Boarix kept itself contained to the point you had thrown the bait to. The porcine creature seemed delighted as it followed its snout to nibble on the aromatic bait. You were so enthralled by it, almost as if you were watching a nature documentary. Before a crunching squelch shocked you back into focus as the creature got flung to the side. Whoa! You stared at the Boarix lying on the ground motionless as Max emerged from cover and rejoined you. Expert handling, Cassian. Let's get this thing dressed down before we take it back to the campsite. Shouldn't we just bring it back there? Normally we would, but the smell of death will attract scavengers and other predators. It's best if we do it here. Besides, if we're lucky, we'll find bullion truffles in its gut. Bullion truffles? Wait, in its guts? Yep, that's where they taste the best. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Max set out a hunting knife as he began to carve into the Boarix's stomach. It was difficult for you to stomach, especially when the smell was so unbearable, but you toughed it out for Max. The task becomes easier, however, as your attention was diverted from watching Max methodically dress down the carcass as he rambled on about the particular ways to deal with disposing of the innards. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. Oh god, almost choked on my words there. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access for not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!